Hello there. Welcome to the Lowdown here on GhanaWeb TV. Well, politics and religion, these two things have found a way to get into the everyday lives of Ghanaians. Much as we try to avoid either of them, because of our daily lifestyles, we still have them meeting at a certain point. And in the last few months or so, maybe even years, Ghana has always had that blend of the political life and then the religious aspect of things. Last year, we brought you an interview with a prophet who actually spoke about the just ended New Patriotic Party flag bearership primaries, and he gave us his prophecy, predictions, or however you want to refer to them. Today, we are here to just catch up on that because the prophecy he gave us in July of 2025 actually came through, and we just want to have a follow-up conversation. My guest is Prophet Emmanuel Worlasi. He's a head pastor of the Conquerors Chapel, Kumasi branch.
International Kumasi.
Conquerors Chapel?
International Kumasi.
International Kumasi. Prophet Worlasi is my guest here. Hi, Prof. Welcome back to our set here on GhanaWeb.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
By God's grace, everything is fine. Yeah.
And I know that the last time we spoke, we've been speaking in between that, but the last time we spoke officially like this, we're in a conversation also like this one, where you spoke about the New Patriotic Party's primaries.
Exactly.
It's done with now. First of all, how do you feel after this whole period is gone? I know that there are other things that happened in between, but now that the elections are over, do you feel like a huge sigh of relief is off you now?
Yeah, I feel really relieved because though there was tension in between that time, you know, there were a lot of voices, there were a lot of calls. I mean, it was a burden. So now, by the grace of God, I'm relieved, and I'm now focusing on what the Lord is about to do in my ministry and my life.
I spoke about the intertwining of politics, which is a major thing in this country,
Exactly.
and then religion. Another very important thing in our country. The two always blend in. You prophesied that Dr. Mahmoud Baumia was going to win the primaries.
Sure.
He did win. And then now we're here. Is that one of the things that makes you more relaxed because what you said God has shown you was the case? Is that what it is?
Sure, because it's not about Worlasi though, but God has glorified Himself. You know, if you know your source and the God you depend on, you don't really you don't try to impress men. Let me put it that way. I know that this is a testimony and this is a proof that God is with me. So that's the reason why I'm relaxed now, because I know that God has taken charge of everything now. Yeah.
There are many people who say that the things you say in terms of prophecy and all that, they could just be projections. They could just be you trying to say something and it could have happened. And also because you said it's proof that God is with you. There were other people who also said a number of things about other candidates. Theirs didn't necessarily come true. What do you say to those who believe that it's just a game of chances, not prophecy as we call it?
I don't think prophecy or vision is a game of chances. First of all, I have to explain prophecy and vision. You know, prophecy is when God is speaking to you concerning an event or concerning an individual or concerning something. But when it comes to vision, it is not about God. It's about what you have seen by the gift you have, a side gift. So you see what is ahead. And what I said last year here was a vision I had. And I shared the vision with you people, that I saw two group of people. I saw a large crowd following Honorable Kende Japan. I saw a few crowd following,
Dr.
Dr. Mahmoud
Mahmoud.
Bawumia. And I thought that Honorable Kennedy Japan was going to win until the angel told me that he was going to show me the end of the results. So I said that the whirlwind carried my spirit to where the election was taking place. And I saw in my vision that all the people wearing the attire of Kennedy Japan, they will enter into the booth and vote. And after they comes out from the vote, they will be wearing Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's shirt. So that was a vision. It was not God who spoke to me that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will win.
So that was just your vision?
It's a vision. Like, it was a vision because every prophet, you have sight, you can see. And anytime by the grace of God, I close these eyes in the evening, I see so many things. Some of the things that will happen in America, some of the things. But before I comes out to say those things, unless I have had about 3 confirmations, like the vision continues to happen.
Continuously.
So when the vision continues like that, I have hope.
So the one for Dr. Bawumia, it came more than once?
It came more than once. It was about 4 times.
Okay.
And even I was out of the country, and I had additional 2 visions concerning it. And so I was strongly, my confidence was so high to the extent that I knew that nothing can change it.
This thing about what you say and what another person says, and you have said now that the difference is the prophecy and visions. But then, how is it that today we sit here and you say you are relieved? It was a vision. How did it ultimately, what if it had not come true? Would it have meant that...
I knew that it will surely come true from day one.
But your visions, are they always certain that they would always turn out the way they are?
When I continue to have that vision,
so it's a continuity that confirms
that
it.
confirms it. That's true. If I have only one vision about something, I will not come out to say it. But when I have about 3, 4 times, that means that this thing will surely come to pass. So the only thing I will do about it is to pray towards it and also declare it. Okay. And whatever the Lord will ask me to do, that is where I will do it. I will do, and just there will be a manifestation.
Now, please go ahead.
So after the vision I shared with you last year, there were so many things that have done before it came to pass. We saw the reality.
Things you did?
Yeah, I prayed. As I told you the other time, I told you about some things, yes. And I told you that we pray.
Yes.
I prayed, and I went to some of the regions to do some things the Lord ushered me to do.
So these were directions from God?
It's direction from God.
There was also, or there's also this concern about the prophetic and, or let me say, religion and politics. You say that you need to get a prompting several times before you speak about them.
Yeah, confirmations.
There are people who say that no matter what it is you are shown or you see, it should not be in the public, which is what has fueled some of these conversations as to why we have prophets coming into the game of politics. Do you agree that it should be something that, because if it's about Dr. Bawumia, why not meet him in his house and tell him and that's it? Why do you have to come out in the media and talk about it?
There are some people, it's not easy for you to get them. Example that I shared a vision. I saw a vision, or I had a vision concerning the vice president, current vice president of this nation. Last year, immediately they were elected into government. And I contacted few people. Unfortunately, I couldn't get her. But when I came out with the vision, when I came out publicly to say it quickly,
then
people,
they reached out.
They reached out. Some few people reached out, and we prayed. And we did some few things. And within some few weeks, we saw what happened. It took the mercies and the interventions of God. It took the mercy.
So it means that even the vice president being away last year, right after the inauguration for a brief period on health grounds, it was something that you had also seen.
Yeah, it's on record. The videos are there. I saw it. Everywhere, it's there. I saw it. And I said it emphatically that after, I said it on the 31st, I said after some few weeks, if we don't pray for the vice president, we will not hear good news. And I posted it. It was all over. So some few NDC guys saw it and said, no, we don't want this thing to happen. They contacted me. We prayed. We did some few things. And God have mercy. They saw the wind, but what the enemy planned couldn't materialize because God had mercy on her.
What do you say to those who don't believe in the prophetic? Those who say that, well, again, like I mentioned earlier, what is all this? I don't believe in it. What would you say to them?
The prophetic is real. It is time for us or our fathers in the prophetic to educate the people out there about the prophetic ministry. You know, a lot of people are ignorant about the prophetic ministry until they encounter the prophetic. So there were some few people out there who doesn't believe in the prophetic. But I pray that they should encounter a true prophet of God and they will understand that God is still speaking. And God is really true. God is speaking each and every day. I always ask this question. When we go to bed, we sleep and we have dreams.
Yeah.
And the dreams sometimes we have, it comes to pass, it materializes. That's the same way God uses prophets, to minister to individuals and it materializes. So God is always speaking. Just come, encounter a true prophet and you experience the power of the prophetic. If you have not encountered a prophet before, you will be out there, you'll be saying so many things until you encounter one.
But you see, that's one aspect of things. How then do you convince people when it seems like there is a media war or turf war with the very people who are called of God, who say they are prophets, they hear from God, they see what God has in store for them. But it seems that there is this turf war or this seeming challenge where somebody says, I want to prove that I am the one who is called of God more. How do you convince people like that to actually believe the things you are saying? You say that you hope they encounter real prophets. How does anyone know who a real prophet is?
You know, first of all, we have to understand that prophets are humans and prophets have temperament. Prophets, because they are human, they have temperament, they have emotions. And some of them, I can say that their character, they have problem with their character. They are now working on their character. So that's why I want to use the word temperament. So there are certain things that will not make me, Worlasi, as a prophet, angry. There's another prophet out there, the same thing will make him angry. So, this is what we call the character or the temperament aspect. So when we see those things, we should check the spirit or the source of the person. That is the most important thing, not how the person talks and stuff. Mr. Eche, I can confidently tell you there are people out there, they are very good. They have a good heart. They do share gifts to others, philanthropist works and stuff, but their source is not from God. So the Bible said we should check every spirit, we should test every spirit and find out whether they are from God or not. So for you to know a true prophet is for you to know the source of it, to test the spirit of the man of God. And any man of God who does not proclaim that Jesus is the Son of God is not from him. When you are talking and you say, about me, it's about me, and you don't give glory to God, and if you don't give glory to God, that means that there's something fishy or there's a problem somewhere.
So the God factor is very
The
important.
God factor, it should be the priority. Yeah, everything should be about God.
There are some senior prophets who have called out the likes of you who are in the media and who are talking about things like this. But I'll get your answer when we return from the break. This is still the Lowdown here on GhanaWeb TV. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to the Lowdown here on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Eche Atisu. My guest is Prophet Emmanuel Worlasi. Prophet, I mentioned before we took that brief break that there are also people who believe that you are prophets, you are pastors, you are the clergy. Your job primarily is to shepherd God's flock and to win souls into God's kingdom. Preach the gospel. There is a gospel to be preached. Why does politics have to be part of the gospel you're doing? And like one prophet says, he says, don't use the pulpit for nonsense. Why are we having a blend of politics and religion? Is it necessary?
It's necessary because God is concerned of everything. God is concerned of everything about humanity. God is concerned about who is going to rule this nation. God is concerned about who is going to lead his people in this nation. If we say Ghana is a Christian country and we all call unto God, that means that God is concerned about everything we do here. So if God is concerned about it, definitely God will also interfere in the activities of man here. And if God will interfere in the activities of man. That means that God will also interfere in politics also. God knows the right person for us, and God knows who is not the right person for us. So it is not about the men of God, it's about God. The truth of the matter is that all the prophets, as you said, he said he's a senior prophet. Maybe he is not, he has not been given that mandate to be on that lane. You know,
So he could be a
Daniel,
prophet, but not speak on things like
yeah,
this.
Daniel was a prophet and was speaking to kings, he was speaking to power. We have prophet who has been assigned for only kings and power, people in higher authority. So it's like that. So if you know your mandate, you will know where your assignment is. So if you are not called to that office, you have problem with it. And that's the problem a lot of people have to, oh, you have to preach. We have churches. All the men of God who prophesied about events, about elections and stuff, they all have churches, including myself. I pastor a church. And I speak to them about Christ. I mean, I can tell you that in my church, if you come there, you will not even realize that it's a prophetic church because I don't prophesy in my church. I
You
always talk
don't?
about, yeah, I don't. It will be, unless we have a program.
But on a
So,
normal day, you are just
no, no,
teaching the
no,
word.
teaching the word. So sometimes my leaders will come to me and say, oh, when you prophesy, a lot of people can say, no, it's after the prophecy, what next? Because people have to be saved. That is the most important thing. So after this, we are all going to the drawing board. We are going back. We are going to preach to them. We are going to teach to them. But when God speaks to us to declare it out there, I will definitely come out to declare it.
Some people also say that the prophets of today, they are political prophets because maybe Prophet Worlasi is here. You have told us that you saw something about the sitting vice president. You've talked about the opposition. But there are people too who think that some of these prophets, they are just people assigned to politicians in a way to speak for them. Is that wrong in any case? If a prophet, like maybe a politician has a specific prophet who speaks for them, is it
No, no,
wrong?
no. It's wrong because as a prophet of God, you shouldn't have to be have to be part to do politics. Let me use
Okay.
that word, that partisan politics. You have to make sure you be in the middle. You make sure you don't work. You shouldn't have to psych your mind that you are working for this person because you are a mouthpiece of God. You are an oracle. You just have to speak when God has ushered you. Let me use myself as an example. I don't know about it. 2024, I came out publicly to declare for President John Dramani Mahama that he's going to win. I declared, by the grace of God, I prophesied about some of the constituencies which were strongholds for the NPP that they are going to lose it. It happened. I prophesied that Ashanti region will decide the election. The vote that NDC will get from the Ashanti region will be massive. It happened. And Within a twinkling of an eye, the Lord showed me through vision that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is going to win. I went out and declared, and it happened. So I don't know what next. Maybe the NDC election.
Well, I wish I could get an answer from you on that, because I'm actually thinking around it. Is there something around the NDC's contest which has not been actually settled yet when it will happen? But is there something around that maybe you've heard that
One
maybe
person is leading, but it's not yet confirmed. Let me tell you.
one person?
As I'm sitting
You
here,
want to give us a certain clue?
yeah. Let me just tell you. As I'm sitting here, Honorable Esiedu Ketia is leading, but it has not been confirmed yet in the realm of the spirit, because there are
So
certain
somebody is
things.
leading. Asiedu Ketia is leading, but
It has not yet been confirmed.
so he can be leading and not be confirmed.
Yeah, it has to be sealed.
Is that the case the same way like it happened with Kennedy, where you saw massive crowds for him, but ultimately,
Yeah.
so things could change?
Things can change when it is conditional. Prophecy.
Can you manipulate the spiritual? Like
Yeah.
God has spoken something and it can turn?
When God has spoken, it's very difficult unless you go to God. I mean, as a prophet, talk to God about it. The reason why this person should not, you have to talk to God.
So it's like
reason together.
So this is like court. You can test the law,
Exactly.
as it were.
Exactly.
So you can test God's word.
Exactly. You know, prophets are very unique and very special to the sense that they can go to before God and communicate with God,
Negotiate.
reason with God. Why? That's why there are people on this earth, they are watchers. I'm not a watcher. But there are some people, they are watchers. They are part of the council of God. They experience what happens in the court of God. And they know the decisions and stuff. But I'm not a watcher. I'm just a prophet of God. But I can confidently tell you that there are some people, they can go into the spirit, reason with God, and change certain things. And they are dangerous people. They are on this earth.
Wow. You
Yeah.
mean that people can actually have a conversation with God and then say, God, having looked at things, the way Prophet Worlasi is going, I want to turn things around so that Eche becomes the one who, that's
And
what it is.
you need to have a reason for
So,
that.
yes, you argue out your case.
Exactly. Exactly.
It happens all the time.
It happens. And all the prophets know these are codes of the prophetic, whereby prophets don't come out and say it. So they know that this is going here, but they'll go.
So it means that, back to the NPP poll, it means that if Kennedy Ejapon, I'm using him because he placed second, and he was the biggest contender to Dr. Bawumia. If Kennedy had maybe some watchers properly negotiate for him, it could have turned what you saw.
I am telling you, there are people, but let me tell you this thing. What I saw was something I believed it cannot be changed. The reason why I was confident and I was out there declaring that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will win is because the vision I had was too strong to the extent that nothing can change it. Though I'm not a watcher, but it was too strong. Too strong. When I said it was too strong, I had several visions confirming it each and every time. Even when I was outside the country, I was having visions about it. So I believe that it was something that has been sealed already, and nothing can be done about it. Even I came out to say something a week before the election, and people insulted me that even to the extent that even the earth has rejected the win of Honorable Kennedy Japan. And people said, why am I saying this? Because of the vision I've had. It was too strong that I believe that nothing can change. Against all odds, everybody was saying, Prophet Worlasi, this person have said it. I said, no, I stood on my grounds. I remember I went to the vice president and told him, don't listen to anybody. I am
You're referring to Dr. Bawumia?
Yeah. I told him, I am telling you, my name is Prophet Emmanuel Worlasi. The vision I've had, nothing can change it. To the extent that I told him certain things the Lord told me. And I told him that the Lord said, the way he used Cyrus as an idol worshiper to deliver the Hebrews, and the same Cyrus to rebuild the temple, he is going to use him as a Cyrus.
And you've been describing Dr. Bawumia as the Cyrus of our time.
Yeah, I have used it severally. And we just saw it. Because people were using this kind of religious tactics against him, that he's a Muslim, and God is not concerned about any religious background. God is concerned about the heart of the individual. You can be a Christian, but your heart is, you can be a Christian with a bad heart, and somebody can be a Muslim with a good heart. So I think this is the time Ghanaians should take away this religious stuff from it. At the beginning, I was also having that same perception until the Lord spoke to me about it.
All right. Have you met with Dr. Bawumia since the victory? Have you spoken with him?
No. But I've heard from them.
Okay. What did he say when you heard from him? Anything?
No, I mean, God bless Her Excellency, Majias, Samra. She was the one who called.
Okay.
The same day, she called me. She told me, she and the family, the husband, they thanked me because I stood on my grounds against all odds when all men of God were saying other things, and there were threats and stuff coming on my side. And
you were threatened?
Oh yeah, my wife was threatened. I mean, unknown cause. Some of the men of God stood against me, said so many things against me at their pulpit. And they saw it. Sometimes they said it to me, they encourage the prophet. I said, don't worry, this is part of the game. And so she called and I said, we should give glory to God because it's not about me.
Wow.
It's God who has done it.
They say prophets don't get it wrong. Because if God is speaking to you, God is not an author of confusion. They say prophets don't get it wrong. Is that true?
Prophets will only get it wrong when you attach your emotions, when you have a personal interest, and also when you are not able to decode the vision you have.
You say personal interest. What? Because the person is your friend?
Exactly. So that's the reason why, as a prophet, you shouldn't have a soft spot for some individuals in politics, or else when God even speaks to you, you will not even pay attention to what the Lord is saying.
So it will be your emotions speaking.
Exactly. Even the Bible said it in the book of Deuteronomy. It says some people prophesy presumptuously. Emotions play part in it. Maybe HAS, you are my friend and you are contesting for something. Though I'll have a vision that you've lost, but because you are my friend, I have some sort. I'll be encouraging you.
Way to...
And sometimes I'll be trying to do everything possible for you to win. And if it fails, it will seem like God is God who has failed the person, but no, it's the prophet. God will never lie. And so I always say that let all men be liars and God be true.
Just before we wrap up, there's this conversation as to all that has happened now. Is this a true test of the faith, Christianity? And do you think that it has fortified it more or it has dipped it further?
This, I always said, is a case study.
Case study?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we are all going to the drawing board. I've learned a lot of things concerning these primaries. I am telling you, irrespective that what I said came to pass, but I have learned a lot of things. Now, I have learned to be humble more. I mean, I have learned to be humbled more. And I've come to realize that it's not about us, it is about God. God is the one that will show you the vision. But you are not the one that will let the vision manifest. It's God who will let the vision to manifest. So if God shows you the vision as a prophet, you should humble yourself. Go to that same God to let that vision manifest, or else you will be disgraced.
Prophet Emmanuel Worlasi, thank you very much. I'm hoping that we'll talk again because there are other elections ahead of us. And
the NDC one?
Yes.
I said Nketia is leading, but it's not confirmed yet. That means that any candidate, if they are able to pray or do whatever they have to do, they can take it. I mean, it's like that.
Very, very quickly, do you think the elections are more spiritual than they are physical?
Exactly. Whatever that happens in the realm of, in the physical world, happen in the realm of the spirit before it materializes into the physical world. So if you're able to take charge and control the spiritual realm, you can take charge in the physical world.
Prophet Emmanuel Worlasi, my guest here on the Lowdown, he is the head pastor of Conquest Chapel International, the Kumasi branch. who's spoken with us about the aftermath of the NPP primaries. We've looked at the whole conversations around the politics and the religious aspect of things. My name is Echi Atisu. As always, it's good to have you on set. Remember to go to YouTube, look for GhanaWeb TV, click on subscribe, the subscribe button, and click also on the bell icon so that you are notified the next time we put up a video. As always, until another time, be kind to one another. Bye-bye.